This is another favorite question of mine because a lot of times we have comics here who love to go off on this one, but I'm very curious to get the answer from a non-cynic. What is your restaurant pet peeve?
This is such an odd one, but it does drive me crazy. When the chairs are not the right height for the table.
Ooh.
I mean, it's just when you sit down and you're either, you feel like a little kid at the table because it's your chair's too low.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking, this would be so simple. Why doesn't the owner just sit down and instantly, and it ruins the evening. The minute you sit down, oh, this is not going to be good. Or if it's too low and you can't quite figure out how to put your elbows on the table.
It's awful, especially if it's one as low as one as high. I feel like I'm a little kid, like getting yelled at by my parents.
Exactly.
This drives me insane. And I'm an investor in a restaurant in New York called Estella.
Oh, you're an investor in Estella? How smart of you. Everybody's favorite restaurant. Ignacio is a genius. Yeah,
he is. Except not at setting up chairs, because there is one section of the restaurant where the banquette is higher than the chair on the other side of the table, and it drives me insane.
It would drive me insane too. I fortunately have never been seated at that table.
Yeah, it's the closest one to the bar. Don't sit there.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad to know that.
I hate
but really, how incredibly smart. How did you end up investing there?
I was friends with someone his name was Thomas Carter. He was the sommelier.
He's the guy who was disgraced, right?
Absolutely. And he started out at Blue Hill, actually. And we were buddies, and he was opening up a place, and I'd met Ignacio, and I thought he was really cool. And it was literally like they just had no money to start a restaurant, and I didn't throw in a ton of money, but I helped out, and it ended up. This is what's crazy about the restaurant industry is that is like probably one of the biggest success stories in Manhattan, and they're still not making a ton of money. Like restaurants don't make a lot of money. It's a crazy business model.
It is a crazy, and I think one of the things that will come out of this pandemic is, part of why they don't make money is because rents have gone insane.
Yeah.
And, after this, they won't be. There's going to be a lot of empty places. And so the people who start out will have a better chance. And I think people are also looking at the model and thinking, how do we make this sustainable? How do we make this a decent business?
Yeah.
So I don't think that you will see that kind of thing. It is crazy for a restaurant like Estella, which is, just about everybody I know, it's their favorite restaurant, right? And it's expensive. It's not like you go there and they're giving you the food. It's expensive.
No. Yeah.
And the idea that restaurant, which you can't get into for love or money unless you reserve, weeks ahead, that is not making a lot of money, or that, Gabrielle Hamilton at Prune isn't, she had enough to last for 4 days or something after.
That article broke my heart.
I know. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But that model has to change, and I think everybody knows it.
Yeah, I think so too. I hope so.
Talking about chicken a la king, mango and garbanzo tabbouleh, grilled potatoes and vegetables with roasted garlic and basil, zucchini ziti, granola fruit bar. Look at all this beautiful food.